After watching the Michael Jackson movie, I honestly understand both positive and negative perspectives on it. I understand both the people who love the movie and think it was perfect, and the people who think it could have been better. On one hand, it was absolutely amazing to have witnessed all these wonderful actors, including Jafar as Michael Jackson, on the big screen. Jafar embodied that role so much, there were times where he even looked like Michael. It's the same way that Denzel transformed into Malcolm X, or J-Lo transformed into Selena, or Yaya transformed into Whitney. From the choreography, to the voice, to the whimsical mannerisms, to the darker moments of MJ's life, Jafar really did the portrayal of his Uncle Justice. Not to mention that the cinematography, sound design, and costuming were top tier as well. It's also great that the film connected old and new fans alike to the legend that is Michael Jackson. I saw a comment on Threads asking why Michael Jackson was suddenly getting all of this love after the movie, and I responded with this. For people my age, most of us were very young or not born when he died, so we didn't really get to experience him in life. I fortunately went the following 2 to 3 years absolutely obsessing over him and watching every single one of his music videos, movies, and interviews on YouTube, but others never really got exposed to him to that degree like I did. This is the first time others in my generation are really experiencing his magic, and for that, I'm grateful that his legacy continues. From what I've seen from others' experiences, many of us knew the product of MJ rather than Michael as a person. At a surface level, we knew that he was the king of pop, but didn't really consider the gravity of what that meant. So the movie is an intriguing opportunity to see what he was all about. And as with any fan of Michael, the rabbit hole of MJ psychosis descends from there. On top of all of that, the truth of his humanitarianism and his childlike nature and his innocence from the CSA allegations are finally coming to light. And it's opening the eyes of so many people to what this music industry and the political system tries to do to people like him. The media really tried to phase him out of the public eye, but even in death, he's back bigger and badder than ever, largely thanks to this movie. With all of that said, on the other hand, like anybody with basic media literacy, I also understand the critiques of this film. And here's why. First of all, it was made by Sony, the company that tried to come after Michael's life and career the most, which kind of explains why certain parts of the film are a little inaccurate at times and why it only recounts the best and most profitable parts of Michael's life rather than his activism and struggles. A lot of people came for Paris Jackson for having these same critiques on the film, and I kind of understand where she's coming from a little bit. I mean, think about it. Imagine one of your parents getting assassinated and the person who had a partial hand in that assassination comes back and makes this sanitized film about their life so that way they can continue to profit off of their legacy. I must say, as much as I do still love the musical, it's almost like Hamilton in a sense, where somebody who was heavily exploited in life is being used in death to create profitable historical fiction. Secondly, I kind of think it's impossible to do a singular biopic on Michael's life anyway. Even with the other biopics he has, Searching for Neverland only covers the last few years of his life, and The Jacksons and American Dream only covers his Jackson 5 era. Michael Jackson is the kind of person who needs a multi-episode bio series, like maybe 7 to 10 episodes an hour each or something like that, to fully tell his story. A strong example of this kind of thing would be the New Edition story, the godfather and CEO of biopics. The only thing that probably hurts the chances of that actually happening is the fact that the Jackson family is now very protective of Michael's legacy and death, considering he was so targeted and exploited and slandered while he was alive. And they'd probably either sue or denounce anyone who tried to invade his privacy like that again. Even the series Genius Aretha got publicly denounced by the Franklin family, who had instead endorsed the more anticipated film Respect, which was ultimately met with similar criticisms as the Michael movie. In conclusion, my personal opinion, I loved the Michael movie. I will watch that thing over and over again 50 times over, 100 times over, 1,000,000 times over. And I also understand the people who have more complicated opinions about it. Anyway, thanks for listening to my thoughts, and let me know yours in the comments.